What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, it's been a couple of days since the news came out about the missing 5-year-old boy and his foster mother, Pammy Maye. A little boy was Darnell Taylor, and his body was found, and it was recovered in a sewer drain in southwest Columbus, Ohio. I've covered the story, and as sad as it is, this woman who's presently in custody, Pammy Maye, still has not gave a motive. But as of recent, the news media out there in Ohio interviewed the grandparents, or one side of his family, the grandparents, and it said a couple of things that I think might be tied to what the motive really was. I'll let you guys see it and you can see for yourself. But all in all, guys, this is a very, very tragic thing. This woman was entrusted to take care of this child. And I think her fear of losing him, from some factors that they'll state in this video, was the main contributing factor to her taking his life. Take a look and we'll come back and talk about it.
Hearing from a grandmother in devastating pain who is now determined to get justice for her innocent grandson. 5-year-old Darnell Taylor was found murdered yesterday morning after an Amber Alert. His legal guardian in jail right now. Michelle Nix has the emotional conversation on Just One Station.
What just rips your heart out about this case is that 5-year-old Darnell Taylor was placed in the legal custody of someone he should have felt safe with. Instead, 48-year-old Pammy Maye is now accused of killing an innocent child. An Amber Alert on Wednesday signaled a family's worst nightmare that began in Columbus and ended with an arrest of the suspect in Brooklyn, right here in Northeast Ohio, more than 100 miles from where it all started. When 5-year-old Darnell Taylor was finally found, investigators say his body was in a storm drain of all things.
That really broke my heart because it's like, first of all, why did you do it? And then now you threw him out in the sewers like he was a piece of trash.
Shonda McGee of Columbus is the maternal grandmother of Darnell. Her heart forever broken as she struggles to understand how a woman entrusted with the little boy's care now stands accused of doing the unthinkable.
I feel that she feels that, well, if I can't have him, nobody else can have him.
McGee says there had been strange behavior by Pammy Maye, who had blocked both sets of grandparents from calling the child. So 4 grandparents went to court, fighting for visitation with Darnell. Another hearing was set for March 11th. McGee wonders if Pammy Maye thought the child would be taken away.
Why would you take it upon yourself to kill an innocent child? Why?
Some family members also feel Children's Services failed them, although the guidelines for checking on legal guardians is far different than if Maye and her husband would have been foster parents.
As a caseworker, you should have stepped up. Even if you had to take law enforcement to that house and step up and say, okay, you guys are not abiding by the grandparents.
What hurts the most? Nothing can bring Darnell back.
Darnell he was such a loving child. He will give you the biggest hug. The smile alone just makes your heart melt.
The 5-year-old will never have a chance to grow up and spend a lifetime with those he loved.
And with Pammy, whatever the judge throw at her, let him throw it at her. Right now, I say God is in your hand, because I know God is going to do right and find justice for my grandson.
Pammy Maye was taken to Metro Health by Brooklyn police when she was arrested on Friday. It's unclear if she's been released from the hospital, but she could go before a judge as early as Monday for her initial appearance on murder charges. Reporting in the newsroom, Michelle Nix, 19 News.
All right, guys. Before I get into this story, I want to say something real quick. I'm going to see if y'all notice this. Shout out Michelle Nix, man. The lady that be reporting out there on News 19, shout out to her. You ever notice every time they put the camera on, she go to speak, she always jump. She be like, and then she start talking. Yo, that's funny. I noticed it. I know a lot of y'all probably noticed it. Like that must be her trademark thing. More power to her. But back to this story. When I first covered the story, when they said his body was recovered, and you look at him, he looks like he's everything that they described him. Cute kid, sweet little boy. Looking at her gives me the creeps. And I didn't say that in the last video because it doesn't matter. But I mean, she looks creepy to me. Just that it's like a sinister type grin. Like she looks like she's mad, like crazy mad. But anyway, the one thing that sticks out to me before I get into what the grandma was talking about, and she made some valid points. I wonder how they didn't get the kid, but she did. You see what I'm saying? If everybody cared about this kid and like all this, how did he, because the mother's still alive, his real biological mother, why didn't they give it to the grandparents on either side? I don't understand this. And that's something that I was thinking about, and I forgot to add that in my other thing. Another thing is this. They didn't say what happened to him, but she killed him and dumped his body in the thing, in the storm drain. Did you see how small that slit was? That means she had to get out the car, lay him down flat, and push him in there. Could you imagine the sound of pushing that little boy in there and him landing on whatever is in there with his dead body weight? That's a horrific feeling. I think when she did that to him, and they said they found her wandering around outside of a building, like looking disheveled and confused, she already knew she did the wrong thing and like she can't take it back. And she didn't know her next plan of action. A lot of times you see people commit these crimes, these heinous crimes. They don't think it all the way through. And then it's like they get to this point where they just get stuck. And I think she was caught when she was in that predicament. Shouldn't have happened, period. I think, honestly, like the grandma said, I don't know if it was because she thought she was going to lose the kids because she was denying us visitation. But it was something in her that made her do that. I don't think it had nothing to do with her being crazy. I think, honestly, she grew attached to this little boy, seeing the energy that he gave off that made everybody attracted to him and made her feel good as somebody taking, care of him. It reflects on her because he's doing well. And I think she couldn't fathom being pulled away from it. A lot of times, as an adoptive parent, you love a child like it's your own. Then they grow to be your own. I don't know if the child called her mom or what, but it's something with that really had her attached to that kid to where she would rather take the child's life than give it away. Another thing is, a lot of times with parenting, and a lot of mothers deal with this when they give their babies up for adoption, they feel like failures. I think she didn't want to feel that way. She already dealing with bipolar disorder and stuff and taking medication because they said she was functional with it. And I think that would have pushed her over the edge and she couldn't handle that. And in her selfishness, she took this child's life, which is still no excuse, and messed up all the same. That little boy will love you now like he'll love you years down the road, but he never got a chance to do that. 5 years old, what was he in preschool? Never got a chance to graduate, have somebody say they're proud of him, meet his first love, play football, basketball, just make friends and just really live his life because of the selfishness of somebody else. There's no excuse for this. And just like the judge said, whatever she gets, she get. Yeah, she had a mental condition, but there are a lot of people that's functional out here with bipolar disorder. They are. There's different degrees of it. And obviously she had a small enough degree to where she, could function, and they deemed her fit to take care of this boy. She had a husband. But then again, I want to say this one thing too before I get out of here. Reason why I brought up that mental illness, I don't think it had anything to do with it, even though they brought it up, because it was calculated what she did. Then she went to the people's house. And this is why I think she thought she was going to lose that kid. She goes to the family's house. If you go and look at the 911 call, she went to the family's house, the birth family, little Darnell, and said, I killed your kid. Your kid is gone. So maybe they was putting pressure on her saying, yo, you can get this child took. So she just came in there with the ultimatum like, oh, well, can't take it now because I killed the baby. My thing is, how'd they let her get out of there alive? Then it says she left out of there, took their car, and then left. Make it make sense. It's a lot of stuff that's not being said, but the stuff that the little pieces of the puzzle we have, we trying to put it together. And it seemed like I think she was fearing loss. And that's what made her do what she did. This is another sweet little kid that's lost. Could have made a difference in the world, like I said. You know, a lot of these been coming up. I can't believe, you know, people see their life as precious, but they'll take the life of somebody else that they claim they love. My thing is this: if you was going to do something drastic and you even thought about hurting that kid that you claim you love, you could have checked your own heart and your head and your mind and been like, you know what? If it's going to go this way, I'll get myself out of here before I hurt the person that I love. But it never comes out that way. Sad. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Take care.